Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of SnowTown here in City Skylines, where last episode, guys, we built our third crossing. It's technically not over the river. The third crossing was under the river as we built our underground highway, which took us to our very own styled peninsula of Manhattan, which we also worked out the rest of the road configuration. Today we're going to continue our expansions and we're going to take that highway even further and hopefully set up the remaining area on that side of the map, or that side of the river, the highway infrastructure, which is going to allow us to fast travel all of our citizens' vehicles, trucks, lorries, whatever you want to call them, all over the map a whole lot quicker. Now, if you guys are enjoying SnowTown and want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new in here, then make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. But boys, are we back right now? This is what we did. We kind of done all the road network, which perfect layout we've got right now. We've tried to not keep it so boring and plain. You've got a few little bends and twists. The highway inlet road is there. The outlet is just there. And the road is, hold on, underground just there. That sweet connection, which takes us directly to over here, which brings us back out. Now, what we're going to do today then is we're going to extend this highway and we're going to allow it to pop up around about this location here. So it'll pop up about here, and then as it pops up, we'll then elevate it and we'll take it all the way out of the region up to here. So we're creating like an outside connection. That's just an additional way that we can get stuff in and out of the region. But by doing that, it allows us then to kind of connect this whole area, this whole section of the region up to the highway. Most importantly, the forest industry is going to be connected to the highway. I'm thinking as it pops up and elevates, I might build another road that crosses over there to connect up to the highway. Just because when we get over to this is going to be the T-junction that goes straight across with another highway that connects to here. So it's going to be two highways, and that second highway is also going to extend over and connect up to the end of this one as well. So big extensions we're going to be doing today on the highway network, but it should be a lot of fun and it should be a big benefit to SnowTown as well, as people are able to bypass certain areas, they're able to get to certain areas. It should be all good, and I'm pretty excited. I'm more excited for the fact that the forest industry is finally going to have not just kind of normal exports with this shipping here, but they're able to, they'll be connected to the city a whole lot easier because they've got to drive miles away to get to anywhere that they want to get to right now, which is kind of crazy. But that is what we're going to do then. So I think what we should do, rather than start at the beginning or at the end there, I'm going to work on this little section in the middle, because once I know how this little section in the middle is going to be working, how that's going to be up and running, then the rest should fall into place. So I'm more concerned about this little section. So how it's going to work here is the highway is going to come up and it's going to simply cross over. This highway crossing over won't have a connection in terms of on and off ramps to this road, because it's going to be a little bit awkward, because I wanted to get it to connect to the start of the second highway. So the second highway might have the connection over here, hence why I wanted a connection here. Now this is all a little bit confusing, but it will all make sense very soon. So let's bring up the highways then, and we need to make sure that it's elevated, of course, and we're gonna bring it up. What's the elevation we have on the normal highway? I always forget. That's 9. It should be 10, but I think that's because that one's kind of slightly angling down right now. And we'll come off all of this then. So let's take it from, should we take it from the very edge? Yeah. Right, so if I go that way, it doesn't really matter where I'm going with it. And if we go that way as well, so that's the highway going to be passing over. Then we have to do our magical kind of connections to kind of get it hooked up to the secondary highway. So if I then bam that way, bam that way, and hopefully with the power of anarchy I can then just pass these through. I don't know how this is going to look, how it's going to work. If it's too close to this kind of bridge there, I might have to kind of slightly change things up. But then again, I could make the connections happen a lot earlier as they pass over to the highway in this direction. So the highway in this direction is literally going to be like this. And I think, have I got it the right way around? So, no, okay, I haven't got it the right way around. So that's how it's going to pass down this side. Now, is that a little bit too close? Let me delete this and start that again. So we've got, let me turn the anarchy off as well. So come out by 1, push in that direction. Come out by 1, push in that direction. So depending on what side you're looking at it, then now, I think the shadow is kind of off-putting, isn't it? Yeah. That is then going to connect to this highway itself, which is going to be juicy, boys. It's going to be juicy. Now, we've done similar connections like this in the region already, and the biggest one is this one. Now, the awkward thing about it is we can filter lane, do the lane maths quite nicely as it goes for a 3 into a 2 and back into a 3 as it uses single lanes to put out. But then you've got these 2 single lanes coming in and merging into a 3. Now, I can't really do much about that. I don't want to turn it into a 2-lane highway. So there is going to be one highway connection where it does merge into 3 or comes out of the merge from 3 to 2. So we're just going to have to put up with that. But all the other stuff we can get rocking and rolling pretty sweet. So we need to get all this connected. And if we kind of take a look at this again, we have the outer side come out and then bend over and cross over. We have then the underside come under and cross over, but we can't do that on the other one. We can't make it go under because under for us is another road. So we also have to make this one go up and even higher over, which is going to be a little bit tricky, but it should be fairly easy to complete and do. So what we'll do then, we'll pick this point, and I think I'm going to go up by 15. It's come out by 6 there. And this one will go up by 20, so it's another 5 up. I don't know whether that's going to be good enough in terms of the heights, but I suppose we'll find out, won't we? So then if I bring this out by 8 by 10, no. If I go 10, oh, this is going to be, it's going to be slightly difficult now, but if I bring that crossing over to there and anarchy it, what's the height levels? So yeah, the height levels aren't really going to work there, so I'm going to have to go up by an additional 10 and a 10 and a 10. So we'll start this one then by 20, which again, does seem a little bit crazy right now, but it's what we kind of have to do. And then this one's going to have to be a 30, you know, unfortunately. But I will slope them all, so they won't be this high as they look right now, because it'll all be sloped and angled going across. So again, let's just see how this rock and rolls. So 8 by 10, bam, just like that, and then this would kind of go straight a little bit to there. Now, is that in line with this? I'm not 100% sure. If I did this one here, and I have to make this one by 30 again, don't I? And I brought this to there, that's one as well. And let me see what this connection would bring to us. So, bam, bam. So that passes over wonderfully. And now we've got those big gaps. We can play around with the height differentials. But that's how it's going to pass over. It does seem really high, doesn't it? It really does. But that's literally what we have to do at this moment in time. So if I delete this again, and then bring it back out. So what it allows me then to do is then to bring it down to 10. Here, and then this one, delete again, and I do it going backwards. Bring this down to 20. There we go. And we might have to push back that highway a bit more, but we can just play around with it. So at this point, if I delete again and then bring this out by 10 as well, but then bring it down to 20, and then another 10. Bring it down to 10. Right, you can see how it kind of then slopes and angles down. It will be a better slope. It's still a little bit too high, but I'm just trying to get my spacings all set up. So this one doesn't have to be as crazy at this point. So another 10 would actually bring it down to the perfect level. So what we'll do is 10 by 5 and another 10 here by 10. So they're the same length and distance, and then they gradually all come down, which is pretty cool. So then you might be thinking, you know what, do the same to these as well. Again, it does make sense, doesn't it? So we have the same length and distance, and they all come down gradually together. So come down by 5, number 10, come down by 10. So here, Where's the 10 mark? Come down. This one comes down by 10. And that one comes down by 10 as well. There we go. So we now have those inclines that are now going to take over. So let me just get these pointing all in the right directions then. That is got to flip around this side. That's got to be flipping around this side. There we go. So that will handle the other side of the road. We'll then eventually connect them all in. We're just going to handle this side right now. So it does get fairly easy to do this. So what we know is from this point here is where we're going to run the road. Going up to there is 10, 20. That's perfect. I haven't got to do any different like lane management stuff. I mean height differential, sorry, not lane management. Where did I get that from? So going to there and then going across there to there is 10-ish, give or take a few, lengths. So now I should be able to create a nice bend, a 10 by 10 bend that comes off that. And that's how that one's going to work. There we go. And then literally replicate the exact same thing we just did. So from there is 10 by 10. There is 10. So that I bring this out by 10 as well. Bam, bam. There we go. Beautiful. And that sets up the whole little section here. Now, of course, these are single lanes merging into a 3-lane highway section. So we do have to upgrade. And I'm going to delete a little section on each bit here, because they're not particularly the same length. And what we'll do is we'll bring it up so they are all the same lengths right now. There we go. That's also the wrong way round. And then we have to upgrade this highway to a 2-lane, because in the middle bit here is where it will be 2 lanes, where they're going straight through. And then as they get to this point where they all merge together, that's when they become the 3-lane highways. So guys, look at me right now. I'm doing lane mathematics right now, boys. You should be proud of me. You should be proud of me. Right. Good, good, good. Again, this is what I mean by this side. We kind of have to put up with this, because I don't want to turn this into a 2-lane highway. I really don't want to do it. I can actually do it, but when it comes down to here, the 2-laner, when it connects up to here, 2-lane is one going that way and then one going that way. And I need that 3rd lane to carry on. And then it becomes really, really awkward. So for the sake of having a 3-lane highway, we're just going to have to put up with these 2 lanes merging into a 3-lane. Just so I can continue the 3-lane highway. That's the only downside to this. Unless I did switch up one of these 2 lanes to being, one of these lanes being a 2-lane. But I don't want to go down that route. Keep it as it is. Then there's no complaints. Right, so what I do, I bring this up by another 20 here. And do the same. Yeah, we do the same here, because it will start bending soon at some point. Just so I've got enough room right there to then add in my connections. So the connections are going to happen at, where do we do them? Should we do them at 8? At the 8 mark. So I'll do it the same on each one. At the 8 mark there. And the 8 mark I normally find is good enough to be a straight slip-on road, and then they don't slow down too much. Flip those both round, and then after this point is when they become those 3-lane highways. Beautiful. I like it. So when it comes down to the lane management then, this is literally how it works. When you enter the highway, it's pretty much like that. There is no slowing down, there's no stopping, there's no getting confused of what lane you kind of need to be in. It's literally, the lane you're in is the direction you're going. No issues. Sweet, mate. And then we got to connect it up to this then. Now, this becomes a little bit funky, like I said earlier. But it's one of those things. You just kind of have to put up with it. So we go straight there, and then these will kind of cut in. Like that. Is what it is, I'm afraid. It is what it is. I could move the highways over by a little bit, but I do like them being kind of close. How did we do it over here? Was there a... no, there wasn't a gap in between. Right, sweet, sweet, sweet. I've lost where I am. There I am. Holy moly. So there we go. And what we'll allow these to do is... if they crisscross over like that, I don't mind it so much. It's just how it's going to have to work, unfortunately. But there we go. That's how that junction is then going to kind of work right now. Do I change the heights? The way that they've already automatically done it for me seem okay. It might be a bit sharp in some areas, but I'll come back to that a little bit later. So that's done then. So now we can focus on getting this kind of bent round and set up to go underground and connect to there. Then we'll do this highway connecting over to there. It should be pretty easy and pretty fun to kind of work with. So to make our mark here, again, because we don't have the runoff area here for this highway, I'm going to allow the industry section over here now to have its very own little connection. So if I use the one with trees, and what we'll do is, where should we take it? Should I take it from like almost smack bang in the middle? Yeah, so if I just pull this up enough to kind of cut across, and then this highway will come up, bend, cross over, and then bend back again, and then go underground and connect there. That's what we want this one to do. So we have to elevate this up by 10 then, because that is what we've been working with. And we'll do it about yeah, we'll do it about here. So if I come out by 10 and then go across by 21, that's fine. 10 by 21, that's where that will then cross over and work. And what we create in there is pretty much one of these. We have one over here as well. Very simple, simplistic, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just it does the job, basically. It does the job. Now, where we go? Here we are. I always forget where we are. I'm going to bring this up a bit more. Okay, we'll bring it to there. Bring it to there. And then where would it then start to bend for us? So 22 by 22. That's also 22 by 22 there. So it's a little bit longer than the other one, but that's just to get the right bend on it. And then we flip it back around, and that's the highway beautifully going to be connected over to there. Now, I'll set this up in just a moment. I just want to continue the expansions and the run of this. So I think what we should do then is, if I bring this out just for a minute, just so I can kind of tell where we're going to take it. And if I drop this down now to 0, and we'll do it in that fashion. There we go. We know exactly how it's going to work then. And that's where it then will go underground. Beautiful. Unless I push it over a bit more. I could always do that. Yeah, let's try that instead then. So no trees is what I want. There we go. So push this up to about there. And let's push it over here. Yeah? Because I can make it go underground in the peninsula. Or just make it go underground there. That's kind of fine, isn't it? I delete a little bit back as well. So about here. I can make it go underground pretty early. So what type of bend is that if I'm connecting one? That's 41 at the moment by 27. Not happening. So I go up by another 20. And that is 21 by 21. Again, we're just going to bear with it. I'm going to extend the next little section. So it starts to bend at that point. So that is 22 by 22. And if we just connect to there, and then we can use our slopes and stuff like that to get it all up and running again. So that's all pushing in the right direction. So what we'll do now then is we'll get the angles set up correctly. So if I go to there and then choose it to be sloped. Oh, snap! What have I done? What have I done right now? Why has that done that? Is it because I'm working with both sides? Right, I'll work with these points instead. There's something there that's also selected. Or is that just like the center point? There we go. That's what I wanted. So it gradually inclines. That was kind of weird, wasn't it? That was kind of weird. And then what we'll do is we'll then tunnel it. So we'll go out by 15 and then we'll go down by minus 15 as well. So we're going down literally one stud every length. Which for some reason it's done that. I don't know why. Don't know why. Is there a point there? Yeah. So if I then... Okay, can I not page that down now? Of course you can't, boy. There we go. And I wonder if I select both of these... Just so it doesn't look too dramatic. But there we go. And then we just got to get these connected to over there. So it's going to be a nice little kind of bend that we kind of work with. So we'll bring that to there. And I've got to now try and guess. Do you know what? That's a pretty good guess in terms of the bend. That was a real good guess. And then get these guys now all connected. So again, this is going to be another guess. So bam to bam. And these here are 2 lanes and then they merge in to their 3 lanes after this point. So bam to there. But obviously I got to flip that one around. There we go. I've had the anarchy on the whole time, which only means one thing. I've potentially messed it all up. But let me just get the lane management set up on here then. So it happens here. Bam. Bam. There we go. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So that is now all connected. We just don't really have any on and off road connections. But that side is now going to be pretty sweet and connected. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited right now. So we got this now all hooked up. But to, at the minute, this highway when I create these on and off ramps. But then once I push this all the way over to there and then connect over to there. Ooh, boys. Can you tell them I'm hyped? Can you tell I'm freaking hyped right now? Right, let's get this all set up next then. And... I'm underground again. When am I never underground? Get out of here. Right, okay, so this is going to be interesting right now. So if I pick this point here and go up by 10. Okay, we'll go up to 11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I pick this point, go up to 11. That is a little bit difficult to see, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are the exact same distance. Okay, we'll go up to 11 there as well. Up to 11 there as well. And then we just got to run these up to there. So if we then elevate it from this point, and I go from 20. See, 20 is a good little shout there, isn't it? 20 to there. Because it doesn't make it so harsh, it just makes it a simple run-on road, doesn't it? That could actually work really well. That actually could. So if I just upgrade this road, upgrade that road, upgrade that road, that road, that road, and then we kind of slope each one now. So if I go to there, to there, to there, slope it a little bit better than that. There to there. Slope it a bit better. We might actually start seeing vehicles go past us in a minute. Now we've got all this connected. I actually don't know if they're the right way round, these roads either. So actually, to be honest with you, we might not see any. Because I don't know if they're, I don't know if they're fully going the right way. So yeah, they're not going the right way. So bam, bam, that way, that goes that way. That goes this way, that goes that way. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. I've just got to now upgrade these roads here. Okay, we're going to have to anarchy that one. There we go. And then I'll get rid of the anarchy again. I always forget to turn it off. Set up the lane management. So bam, 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 and bam. Sweet, mate, sweet. So it will automatically put traffic lights on these connections. I'm going to turn them off. Leave it like that. And we'll just kind of see what comes from it. So technically now this area is connected up by that highway connection there. I'll have another highway connection going down that kind of connects, you know, maybe here and then over here. So we'll have 2 connection points. But I could leave that for another day when we do set up and start building over here. I'm just going to kind of extend and get the highway all set up. But I'd love to see a vehicle. Oh, there we go. We're actually going to see vehicles use it right now. So let's have a little fast forward session then. So vehicles are coming through. Off they go. So it'll be interesting to see, as it stands right now, how many vehicles are using this area. And if we go to the underground tunnel mode, we could potentially... Well, we haven't got any vehicles come the other way. I would love to see vehicles come the opposite way, just so I know that road, that underground tunnel is now working. But vehicles are passing through this way. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, any of them going straight on? I'm just watching these. There we go. One's going straight on. So for him to do that... Oh, someone just came from this way to go that way as well. Okay, that's pretty cool. I want to know where this truck here is going. So let me just follow this truck and just see where it's heading. I have a feeling it's going to go and exit the region. I can't see it going all the way to our export, the dock area. I can't see it going all the way over there. But then again, it could be. Nope, it's going out of the region. It's going out of the, okay, so definitely exporting. Sweet. Well, that's pretty cool then. We got a nice little connection there set up, and it now connects this peninsula over here up to our highway network as well, so we can start to build on it. And it's so simplistic, this highway right now. You don't even see it happening around here with these like secret little underground tunnel entrances. It just makes everything perfect in a way, doesn't it? So now we got that set up then. That goes beautifully underground. Nice. We're going to now extend this side of the highway, push it all the way out to connect up to there, and then round up to here. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to literally take it all the way. I won't do the connection here just yet. Right, we'll get it all fully connected up to that highway first before we set this up. And then I need to kind of bring this out of the region as well. So, now this one's going to be the interesting one because we have a few little wiggles and bends we've got to take care of. But if I bring it to the point where the road starts to bend, so if I just go to there, if I bring that to there, and then that is a big bend, which then gets hit with another bend, so I'm pretty much not going to win on that front. And then if we go across the water to there, go across the water to there. So this is going to be a little bit difficult now. Trying to get it to kind of work with all this. So I'm going to have to guess now and make this up. Or is that a straight point there? Actually, I think I could do something. So if I treat this point here as a straight point, so I can delete it after. It'd probably make it a little bit easier for me to kind of connect anything up to it. So if I go there to there, and then if we go... No, a little bit too close. No. Almost. Let me come back from this side. So it clips that road a bit too much, doesn't it? So where that will go there, if I bring it up a bit. Oh, I know what I'm trying to do. Maybe just not get it so connected over. So then we have an awkward... It's now become like a really awkward bend, doesn't it? Right, it's not going to work. I think we should just free design it ourselves. Yeah, why not? Right, so this then get to there. We'll have to do it every so often, these little bends. Oh, actually, the straight bit carries on to here. There we go. So bring that to there. And if I can do it at every certain point. It all bends to... See, that's a little bit easier, isn't it? So if I bring this then to... Oh, this is going to be... This is going to be juicy right now, isn't it? There we go. And then, bam. To there. To there. Oh, okay, it's slowly coming together. That one bends out a bit too much just here, though, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, hold on. I just realised we were actually coming close to the edge there. That will make it a little bit easier to kind of get these connected up. Right, where's the snap? The snap's there. Right there. So if I try and get this lined up correctly, almost again. Right, we get to there. It does get real difficult, doesn't it? And that is oh, see, now it's like... Why does this have to be so freaking difficult? Game, what's going on right now? Right, so if I then... Where's the snap? Snap's there. If I bring that to there, which is where I think that would be. See, that would bend out way too far. But if I try and follow... All just to get this working pretty sweet. Right, we do it by stages then. There we go. Alright, we should get somewhere with this. Maybe we're not going to get anywhere with this. Right, that side's done. I don't know how I did that, but I just freaking did it. Right, okay, so I'll bring this up to there. And that's not going to bend too much. But I did this one coming back from this side, didn't I? So... Bam. Bam. Alright, see, I misclicked at the very last second there. Right, this is now going to be done. Holy moly, that just took way longer than it needed. Way longer than it needed right now. Now, is it all pointing in the right direction? No. Now it is going in the right direction. Why did that take as... That took way too long. Yeah. I can't even English. But there we go. There we go. That's crossing now over. Okay. The crossing continues and we'll bring it down to this point. Bring that to this point. And leave it like that for now. So with that, continuing that road. This road then. Now this is the difficult one. How do we want to go about doing this? Do we want that road to continue to go over? Do we want that road to connect like this? do want to get rid of this road. But then again, what was the point of me putting it side by side? But mainly, right, that road is going to go under. We're going to elevate this highway. So what it means for me doing right now then is deleting this. Now delete. Don't we come from the ground at this point here? There. Delete this. Right now. And then the highway side of it, we're going to get all that elevated. And we'll elevate it to this point up here. It's fine. And so we'll get to there. And then we'll align to object height of this one. So it's all up and elevated. Ignore that end bit right now, because that's something that we can change and upgrade in the future. So let's go back to the basics then. That this road here, like normal, will just simply pass under. Okay? That simply is going to pass under, and I don't know where it's going to go after that point. But we'll have the turn-off connections happen. Like we could do one on this island for the turn-off there, maybe one further down. But that's as far as it would probably end up going. And then actually, I need to make it go somewhere before I can bring this over. So if that's going to come up to there, I need to reclaim this land. Who would have thought building this highway would encounter not issues, but like so much work is involved with getting it all set up. So that to there. So then pretty much what I'm doing is having that road going a different location. This road here is eventually going to come down and cross over and then probably come down in a line here. So I could borderline T-junction it, couldn't I? So if I come out by 10 and go up by 40 that way, down by that way, to say that is the end of this little section. Or would I want... I would say, or would I want like a different kind of angled route? Let me just bring up to here, go down by 20, and then run. I could run diagonal down here. Is that all elevated? It is, isn't it? No, I can't anarchy it. Oh, is that... What's going on? Why is this all elevated? Oh, it's because I got my whole thing here elevated. Right, that's gone really weird. It really went weird then, didn't it? Right, let's try that one again. Okay, it doesn't elevate now at this point. So bring that down. Where that road would intertwine and connect there. If I delete this one, it's just so I know where it's going to go. So we've got a road running down like that parallel to the river in a way. Then this highway will cross over and then bend up. So I can at least have a little on and off ramp here for this highway. That should hopefully make sense. And then this is going to be even more tricky. So I've got to now elevate this up by 20. Okay. So if I do it by the 10 mark here, cut across by... So that would be 10 to there, and then you got 14. So I need to go by 24. There we go. And then we'll bring it to here. I could bring it down then to normal 10 like height. And we'll play around with all these anyway. And then this would then literally... It could get to this point here. To then where we would want it to run parallel. Yeah, I did the bend way too much there. So if I go a 3 by 3. And then... Do you reckon that's too much of a bend? A little bit, yeah. So if I... Oh, I'm on the wrong one. If I push this back a bit, that back a bit, there we go. And then that could literally just cross over, bend up, go straight there and connect up to there. That's what I'm thinking. But then looking at it, I don't know why I've done it that side. If I delete this, we could have literally, right, thinking about it, with the highway right now, this is up by 10. If I cut through here to there, I can literally bring you a bit closer. Create a bend over. So 23 by 23 would connect that up. And it would do like a more of a natural connection into it. So 20 by 20. So they merge a little bit smoother and easier into that. So where then I would bring that up a tad more. And then bring these down. Oh, I messed that up, boy. You messed it up. Boom. So 13 by 13. 15. Okay, 15 by 14 there. That's fine. That all connects there. So that's now all connected, right? Which is... It's quite exciting, that is, because it kind of like, it goes from like wide to narrow to wide as it all passes through. But let me just real quick make sure that it is all now pointing in the right direction. Gets really awkward now, doesn't it? There we go. And then bam. And then nope, wrong way here. That's now all connected. We just get the power set up back over here. I'm just going to anarchy it through for just a minute while it gives it the power. But then that passes through the region. So that highway starts here, goes all the way down, cuts through across here, and then ends there. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Now, this might be the version 1. I might change how it looks going through the mountain in the future or something like that. I don't fully know how I'm going to keep it like this, but it's got a few little bumps and scrapes, stuff like that. But that's quite a nice little drive cutting through, isn't it? So then this road here will probably come down so far and then bend in its own way to then cut across to over there maybe. You just never know how it's going to work. It could just fully end there. Maybe the monorail carries on and goes in a different direction. Again, you just never freaking know. The monorail could actually carry and go in between the highway to get over to this road. So again, there's all these possibilities to what we could do with all of that. But now we have a more solid kind of setup for our highways. So all I'm missing right now then is kind of creating this little interchange just there. So they can switch between the highways and go to where they need to get to. Now, I just got to make sure that I get all this set up correctly. So we'll select you, and you. And we'll go from here as well. Oh, I'm not even... I'm holding control, not shift. Oh, dearie me. Okay, right. And then we'll align those to object height of this one. But then what we'll do is we'll select here, 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 here. Here, 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 and here. And slope those nicely for us. So then I could use this island as being the turn off kind of section, right? So we'll have one there for here eventually on this highway, and I'll have one here as well, or I might integrate it coming off here into that bit, coming off here into that bit. I don't know yet. Or I could probably create one here and then do a bridge going across. Again, there's many options for me to do it, but all I'm focused on right now is getting this interchange over here set up. Now, we created this beauty when we set up this big crisscross. And I don't know whether to kind of go for that whole shebang. Like, as crazy and as OTT as that is right now, I don't know. Or do I keep it nice and simple? It's a tough one, if you ask me. It really is a tough one. So, what ways do I go about doing it? So if we start with the outer connections, and if I get it to the same height, so it's currently 9, I'll bring it up to 10, that's fine. Right, let's look at this then. So if I go from here, there, just to get my points set up, and how far away is this? It's 25. So if I mean, it's not going to be identical or perfect, but if I go from this side instead, and then push out by 20... Now, these ones are a little bit more sticky out than those ones. Great stuff, mate. That was a little bit easy to do it that way, wasn't it? Yeah. So they're the two lines there where we can turn kind of off and then go in the direction that we want to go in. Now, the options are, if I do it methodically and think about it, so you turn off here, I want to go over that way and I want to cut that way. So if you think about it, if I'm coming from this way, it comes off, it goes that way and then goes that way. So do we replicate this? Because I do like this connection. Now, granted, you could think of it as like Yosemite. The lane maths aren't really perfect on this because you got a 2-lane that cuts through there, where really that should be a single lane. This should be a 2-lane that splits like there. So, but the only reason I did that is though because I was expecting a lot of traffic to go to the industrial area, so I kept it the 2-lane there. But let's replicate this, but do it the way we should have done it, right? Now that could be interesting. That could be really interesting. So I think what I need to do then is focus on the left turn there, the left turn there. So we do all the left turns first is the way we should go about it. Where am I? There I am. I'm lost already. So what happens then? What happens then? Because I have to now upgrade it, don't I? So upgrade that 2-lane. That becomes 2-lane. And then technically these become 1-lanes. So you see how awkward and narrow that now looks? It does look really awkward, doesn't it? But if I cut this through up to there, right, and then we'll do the same here. I'm not sure how far I'm going to take it from this side. Let's do one more on each side there. Single lanes there. It then kind of makes you want to move these 2 lanes a little bit closer, doesn't it? So this is going to be a... I'm knocking stuff off all over my desk right now. God damn it, Seniac. Right, let's start this... Oh, snap. Yeah, let's start this again. Right, and we'll make sure we're a little bit closer this time round. So, same kind of heights, and we run to there. These aren't even perfect. Right, I'm deleting these so I can get the same stud value. If that makes sense. So, oh, they're still slightly off, aren't they? It's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. Right, we'll roll with it then. So there to there. There to there. So they are evenly now separated, which is exactly what we want. But we're dealing with the left-hand turns first. So, which means, to this point here, I have to have this. This is now 20 to match that. But I have to have this at 30, right? To kind of push us over. So then here, I bring that to the very edge. And to have this connect over, that's 15 via 10. Right, that is not the perfect way to go about doing it. So I bring this out by a little bit more. Wrong button. There we go. So we go across then. So it's 15. Well, it's 14 actually. By 17. No, we'll go 15 by 15. Slightly a little bit off, but we'll work with that. And then we'll move this down. Oh, do you know what? That is actually slightly wonky, isn't it? Right, delete that again. I see what it's doing. I can see what it's trying to do. So if I go with that to there, it's because it's not technically perfectly aligned up, if that makes sense. So if I just smack that up there, because I have to do kind of same going across this way. But do we make it bend before the crossover? That is the difference with this. So no, it bends on the crossover. Well, actually, it bends before the crossover, yeah. So where am I? So yeah, okay, I get it. So we make the bend happen. Like here. But I've got to push this back a bit more. Do you see what I've got to go through to build a junction like this? It's so long-winded, but once it's done, it's so nice. So 27. And if I turn that off, so I can at least get it aligned up here. Oh, 27 by 27 is straight into that. Like that. So ignore the fact that we're like kind of merging through. I can sort that out momentarily. Right, to there. And then we want to do the same over here. Oh, well, I don't know what I'm deleting. So I need to get something set up over here as well. So if I go to here with that road. If I go to here with this road. And then merge that through. So there's the two crossover points now happening. Right? And then from that, we can then work out everything else. So I'll do the heights and stuff in just a moment. So then, as you're coming down here, you can pretty much go straight on. You can do a left, and then the next option you need to do a right, which is where these two now connect. So at that point there, they are going to be single lanes. So if I just get, and where should we do that there? If I did it like here, like that, and then attempt a little bit of a bend. Because what happens there is it then goes from a 2-lane into a 1-lane. That goes into a 1-lane into a 2-lane because the same thing is happening over here. So if we go from there to there and push that right back to here. Now it's not really going to work as much on this side, is it? So bring that back a bit. There we go. And if I just upgrade then the road. So you can see how the lane management then changes and works for us. This one here is a bit touch and go, isn't it? Right, I'm going to delete this and do this one again. So only slightly push it back. Yeah, well, I mean, this one's a little bit bigger, but the bend is a little bit different on each side. I'm not going to get it smack bang perfect, but that allows that to kind of work and flow fairly well. Then, what I'm going to do one more time is I need to get it aligned up. So let me just kind of create some quick alignment roads. So that is by 20, and then we'll do this one here by 30. Right, just so I can select my roads and tell them what heights they need to be. So that is currently at... Oh, I need to do one by 40 then, don't I? Yeah. Right there. To there. Okay. So we have this one here going across at 10. This one at 20. These ones passing over now need to be at 30. So if I select every point that I want to be at 30... and then that will realign all of our roads. There we go. There we go. Right, how far back are we taking these as well? Right, I'll just do it to there. And we align it to object height of 30 there, so that pumps them all up into the air slightly. I'll sort all the slopes out when we're kind of coming towards the end of finishing it. But that now all passes over wonderfully. Well, as wonderfully as it can potentially be. Oh, let me undo that. Right, bring that down a bit more. There we go. That's a bit better. So yeah, like I said, they merge into 2 lanes, which would then merge into one of them. So let's get that all set up then, and then we can start working with the other side. So if I just kind of, if I did something like that, that's how it would work. So if I delete back there, and my little 2-laner goes into there. Is that too short of a distance that it happens on? I think it might be. So let me upgrade you there and there. Try now to get this to come out. So bam to there. Flip that round. And then this is literally how it works, right? Straight on like that. This here is like that. This here is like that. You get the gist of it, right? Lane maths at its finest. To where they need to kind of get to. But I wonder if I can... No, I don't need to kind of smooth enough stuff and everything. That's literally how it's going to roll. So it's a little bit opposite on the other one. So you can see the difference between doing lane maths on this same junction with how it kind of looks. Versus loosely doing lane maths, but trying to make it look nice. You can see the difference, can't you? Now, I do prefer this one, just because it looks a little bit better. It looks more natural with, like, you know, you know, the highways passing through, then the slip roads to kind of connect. That looks more realistic to what you see in the real world. This is just more mathematical. So here, if I delete there, we'll get this now set up then. So it does go straight into there, which we're going to have to slightly change the angle of the bend. And then over here, it works like this. Those two lanes go that way. If I make all these lanes as well stick in a straight line, then no one's going to be merging in different ways, kind of leading up to it. Same with this. So I don't have any issues on the junctions themselves as they pass over. Glorious! And then do the same for these. I've got to do so much alignment as well to get these all changed up and working. So I'm going to go by one. We'll go by one more. Or do you reckon that's too far? No, we'll go. That's fine. And then these. No, I feel like I've gone way too far now with the alignment, haven't I? So just get this connected to here. And then bam. That's all good. That's all good. So them sides are all up and running. Just got to sort this side out next. And then again, lane management. There we go. And that is then all done. It's a bit funky because of the way we've set it up. But this junction, when it comes down to lane maths, is set up as good as you're going to get it, really. As good as you're going to get it. So you go in different ways, straight on. So it does look really weird, doesn't it? Like, these are really thick. But that's kind of how you need them to be. It's kind of how you need them to be, really. But there we go. That side is then done. So then we have to kind of replicate it on the opposite side. And that they go even higher above, which is even more crazy. So going from there, right, and so if it goes from there, we need to then make this one here. Is that too close? That feels way too close, doesn't it? It really does. Well, if I went there and upgraded that road, I think it's because the shadow kind of throws you off all the time, doesn't it? And then we have to then try and get this now connected to there, which you can do quite easily. There we go. And then on this side, so from there, we'll take it to there. Crossing over there. So we'll do these lanes first before we merge in or upgrade them to our singular lane. It's such a messy junction, isn't it? It really, really is. So let me now pick all this off. Bam, 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 bam. And then bam. Oh, steady AccuFall. I keep forgetting to hold shift. To there, to there. There we go. And this side as well. And obviously we align this to object height of this one, which is 40, which goes over all of those. It's a big spaghetti junction. It's a huge one. So that goes over there wonderfully. And then we just do our standardized connections like this. which means then upgrading this little section to a singular road. Like that. And then lane management. Keep that simple there. And then we connect all this up. Again, basic, simple, and hopefully effective. So just throw them into where they need to go to. I'll make them nice and smart a little bit later. Right, it's very funky. It's a grand interchange right now. And I do need to make them all like uniform and smart and a little bit more connected. But that is right now. Borderline crossing over 2 different highways. The perfect lane math junction. Interchange, as we like to call it. So with that said, you can now see the differences between doing this one, which is perfect lane math, versus doing the other one, which it's half lane math, half just trying to structurally make it look nice. So when you base it off that, look at this one. Thick on the outsides, skinny in the middle. Whereas this one is, where has it gone? Thick on the insides, skinny on the outsides. So I'll let you decide. Let me know what you guys think about that. Out of the 2 of them, what one do you think looks visually better? Right, and which one would you prefer to have in your city? I think I'd always go for this one, even though it's not the perfect lane math. The traffic is flowing quite nice on here, but we haven't really tested it from all angles. Versus this one, which I still need to do a little bit of work on it and just kind of get the roads all aligned perfectly. And do all the slopes just right, because they are ridiculously high right now. But yeah, let me know what you guys think there. I would be really interested to see what you think about it. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to put it back into play mode. Now we are going to get a little bit of a spillover from the water, from where we reclaim that little bit of land, which is pushing in this direction, which gonna have to reset the sea level, which does sometimes cause a little bit of water over here, which is annoying. But leave it as that then. We have this now all set up. So while the traffic understands the new routes that it can now potentially take, we are going to sort out all these slopes and stuff. So I think I'll start with the angles of the road before we look at doing the alignments of the heights. Actually, do you know what? I think it might be better to do the alignments of the height first. Just because it'll probably make it a little bit easier to get all the slopes set up. So slope those. Even that's a little bit high, isn't it? All right, if I take it from here instead. Oh, why have I not selected? Oh, I forgot to select these. See, that's a little bit better, but it's still very high. I push that out slightly. And we'll see how that rock and rolls. This one then. So we did the same from here. Come from like the point in the middle. And then slope the heights. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. This one's really ridiculously high. But they don't need to be honest with you. I could legit take it from here. And then slope that a bit more. See, even that's a bit too high. But it kind of has to be for how it's kind of working. So I think what we'll do, we'll slope it from here instead. Do the same to this. So they almost look borderline parallel. And then this then, we'll try and get a nice little slope on the go. Which it kind of already is. Oh, I missed this one out, didn't I? Right, bring... Oh, no, undo. Bring this one in. I'm liking that I'm seeing traffic come from this side. No, bend that a bit more. And then if I get all of this road here... And then slope that so it looks a little bit better cutting through. It's quite a monstrosity, this whole junction, isn't it? It is quite the monstrosity. And then we'll go from this point there, that point there, to then get this looking slopey. There we go. So that's done. This is now done. Let's take a look at this one, because this one is, whoa. This one looks kind of crazy. So bam, bam, and bam. There we go. And then we bring you in. That doesn't look too shabby on that one. This already looks kind of semi-okay on this side, but I think we already kind of set this one up, didn't we? And slope. We slightly adjust this. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Just fine-tune it slightly. So that side is then done. So how is this side now looking? This, oh my goodness me, this is all over the place. To there, to there, to there. And then do this side real quick. To there. Oh, it's snowing, it's thunder and lightning, boys. And then just set these up real quick. So these are going to slope at different angles because that one goes under and that one kind of goes over. But it's good for now, right? It's kind of good for now. So with that said, look at the traffic now flowing through it. They're going to the left. They're going to the right. They're going straight on. It flows fairly well. I'm liking that we're seeing people using this highway as well. So it just shows you that having a route this way gives it a purpose. We're starting to see this used more as well. We've got all the snowplow trucks coming through as well as they clean up the roads. As they cut through. So they'll all be turning off here and going in their directions. So it all has a freaking purpose right now, which is good. I think as time goes on, we'll tidy this junction up a little bit more. We will do that. But, yeah. I still don't know how I feel about having the perfect lane management kind of semi-set up on this. Because the more I look at it, right, the more I really do want to go back to how I set this one up. Because it visually just looks a little bit better because it's easier to work with the skinnier roads, single lane roads. But yeah. I think now having this junction as well has freed, it technically has freed up that junction because where they would have like come through the region straight up, gone around this and exited and vice versa the other way. They might be choosing to go this way as a quicker route. I don't know. I don't know. It's what they could be doing. But I was going to set this up to exit the region. I won't do it today because I don't fully know where I'm going to funnel this through because obviously this whole area here is going to really benefit off that highway. But it's not too shabby, is it? It's definitely not too shabby. There is no hold-ups. Everything is freely flowing as much as we can potentially make it, which I'm really, really happy about. Vehicles passing through. People able to get to where they need to get to. Damn. I bet our road bill is really, really high, isn't it? I wonder what that's like. Budget. 37,000 we spend a week on road maintenance. That's a lot of cash. But that's literally because we do have a ridiculous amount of highway running through SnowTown right now. Right. Everything is looking good. The traffic is flowing wonderfully. Is it putting any much pressure underground here? It shouldn't do, because we've also set that up quite well as well. So that's all okay. I think everything is just going swimmingly, if you ask me. Swimmingly, boys. A lot of vehicles are using this. But again, that flows great as well. Can't really have much complaints about that. I think we're all rocking and rolling pretty nice. And hopefully it's taking a little bit of pressure off like these junctions. I don't know how much. These are a bit too 90-degree turn angles, so I might have to kind of slightly sort those out. But it allows us for like people over here who would have went all the way up to get onto the highway to come down to get off to originally go across there, can now just go straight down here, taking less pressure off this highway in that junction, which is handy. So now we'll see these in full force and how much they're being used. But that also allows the forest industry to be like, now this is crazy because the weekly profit for the forest industry is now literally right at over 7,000. I've been keeping an eye on this, and it's barely been pushing over. There you go, 1,500-ish was the kind of base level, and a lot of the time it was also losing money. So to see it kind of bottom out at 1.7 and then go up to 7,000 at its high point shows you that these additional routes, having it connected up to the highway, has given it a world of renewal. That's the term of the day. That's literally what I'm calling it. So we still have a few little fair bumps and dips in the highways going along, but I can sort those out in the future. But that is our extended highway network right now. So all that's going to happen now to the highway network is this is going to come down and exit the region. And then the only last bit of highway that I have planned for now is these two original highway networks that will eventually go up and then merge into one. And I think they'll either go up over here, exit like via that direction, or the more realistic option is they kind of come up and then they cut out and exit over this side there. That's probably the more realistic one. But at least we've got the highway set up then. The infrastructure is... it's almost there. It's about like, say, 80% now complete right now. But having these extended highways is going to make a world of difference to SnowTown right now. They are going to love it. They are literally going to love it. And what is our average traffic flow? 86%. So there's still little areas here and there. Ooh, thank you. That we can still improve on. I gotta sort this junction out here to make it a little bit more free flowing and whatnot, but it seems to handle just fine. No traffic anywhere. It's red in certain areas, but not really much I can do about that because it is almost as borderline as free flowing as we could potentially make it. But I've definitely got to extend these highways and get connections set up as well so we can utilize more of the highway network. But that is really good. Guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode. Next episode, we'll go back to our regularly scheduled building. We'll go back to that right now. Getting all the people moved back in and stuff like that. Now we've got all this down, it opens up all of these little islands and peninsulas as well for building on top of. We can eventually start building our little farmyard land area because now this is all the fertile land on this little peninsula. So that's going to be really fun to kind of get set up too. But guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, guys, I'll see you all soon. So good.